and musician that you might know from a few shows like Buffy. Anyone watch Buffy? Angel? Smallville? Torchwood? All right, and you also may have enjoyed his music with his band Ghost of the Robot. I would like to welcome to the stage Mr. James Marsters. Have a seat.
Hello, beautiful people. Hey, before we get started, I just want to say, you guys can ask me anything. Like, try to embarrass me. It's impossible. I dare you. Bring it. If you ask me something that I don't want to answer, I'll just be like, nah. But it's all okay. You're not going to offend me by anything, so it's all good, man. Yeah.
Well, we do have a Q&A mic right over here, so please, I know you have questions. Get in the line right over there. I see someone's already running out.
I'm sorry. Before we start, I've got a friend in California, and he's got ALS, and he's stuck in a wheelchair. Can I call action, and you guys just go, "Hi, Jeff"?
Yes.
Okay. I want to get the right angle.
Kind of warm-up question for you.
Yeah.
Obviously, you were Spike on Buffy and on Angel. Were there differences, adjustments when you switched to Angel?
You know, my favorite part of Buffy was when I was ruining her day. I was like hunting her, or I was trying to give her a headache. Because like most secondary characters, they're always like, "What do we do now, Buffy? Good idea, Buffy. Everyone follow Buffy," you know? And I was always like, "Oh, Buffy, you stupid, we're all gonna die." You know? That was a good role, you know? And then Spike falls in love with Buffy, and I'm like, "Oh, would you like a cup of tea, honey?" So, I mean, that was fun too. It definitely was. It was all good. But when I got on Angel, and my job was to give him a headache. I was like, "Oh, I know how to do that." So it was kind of going back to the original irritating Spike, which is always really fun to play. But it was the same directors. It was the same writers, same producers. I'd worked with David a lot, so it was kind of the same job, except that Buffy shot up to 20 hours a day. Like 16 to 18 was normal, and 20 was not unheard of. And most TV shows go 12, because after 12 you have to pay the crew double time, it's golden time. And so Buffy just had more money. So Angel just shot 12 like a normal show. And I was like, "Oh, this is a minimum pay, man. 12 is nothing." So it was easier, I'll tell you that. Like, "Oh, this is a minimum pay, man. 12 is nothing." So it was easier, I'll tell you that, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Please.
I was wondering if you had any fun stories of prosthetics. So either, when you had like vampire wrinkle face or fake teeth or anything like that, that something went wrong.
I would get my mouth cut a lot because the teeth were really sharp, actually, and I did more stunts than was probably necessary. Like one time, Steve, who was the stunt Spike, who was triple black belt, amazing performer, he comes up to me and he goes, "James, the stunt crew is very, very impressed that you like to do so many of your own stunts. But if I get in one shot per episode, my pay doubles. So, do you mind?" and he had to do a lot of stunts, but he was always hiding his face, so he never had the contacts or the teeth in. And I kept going like, "Steve, try to sell a punch with the contacts, because the contacts give you tunnel vision. And when you're selling, like, if someone's hitting you, you got to clock it with your peripheral vision, and then hit at the right time. And it just a lot of timing stuff just is foobar when you can only see that much." But let's see. So the makeup actually only took 20 minutes. They did it so often they had that down. But we told the production that it would take 30 minutes because we knew that If you tell them 30 minutes, then they'll always pressure you for less time. Can you do a little faster today? Every day they'll ask you to do that. And the head of the makeup department, Todd McIntosh, was the only person to get an Emmy for Buffy. He was the only one. And he was a maniac. And when they tried to pressure him, he'd be like, "Get out of my trailer!" And he would throw things at them and start a war. So to save the war from happening, we lied. Yeah, but most of the time it took 20 minutes and we'd sip tea and talk about the day for 10 minutes. Yeah.
I do understand that when they were giving you the vampire prosthetic, you had a scar and you thought, or you're gonna have to cover this up, and they said, no, we're going with it. And they actually made it part of your unique look.
Yeah, I have a scar from brass knuckles from Queens. So I was coming home. I think I was bar backing at that point. I was bar backing at the Hard Rock Cafe, and bar backing is like a bus boy for bartenders, basically. And so I had like 70 bucks in my boot, and I was going back home, and I was living in a really rough neighborhood in Queens in Astoria, down by the water, and I got jumped. And a guy just flew out of the darkness and just popped me with brass knuckles. Said, "Give me your money." Like an idiot, I said, "F you." And his buddies joined the party, and I was just around there, just beating down on me. And I dropped the bag I was carrying because there were just comic books and like I think some old underwear in there. And they went for the bag, and I just took off. And I went to a hospital, and the cop beat me up because I was in leathers. I was dressed as a tough, and he thought I was wasting the time of the emergency room. He wanted me out of there, and he tried to beat me out of the emergency room.
Did they get the money?
No, it was in my boot, man. They got nothing. Bless you, Kristen. This is coffee. It's been in. Oh, thank you.
Now I'm jealous.
I wonder if he's seen you on TV and now
Alone. Alone. Alone.
Katie, come out and play. I got a secret for you today. It's got your name on it. I hope I spelled it right. Oh, yeah. You're like, shut up. Yeah.
Would you go into one of the new Star Treks now if you had the opportunity?
Oh yeah, they're great. Good God, Picard is awesome. Discovery is awesome.
Have you seen the new John Delancey Q? His little.
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah.
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 Anyway, it's great too. Hey. Oh yeah. Awesome hair.
So, a comment and question. So I grew up with Buffy. I was born the year the movie came out. I was 5 when the show came out, so me and the movie turned 30 this year.
You look great.
That's fun. My question is, what do you like better? The great big huge conventions or like small thing like this? Even though this was supposed to be bigger, but
I just like conventions, man. They both have their thing, you know. Like the big conventions have energy and confusion and panic and everything. You know, it's kind of like, do you like Woodstock or do you like a jazz club? I love them both. You know, there's more time to talk with people at a smaller con, and I actually like to talk with fans. If you guys have come to my line, you kind of know I tend to talk probably more than I should. Like sometimes, like my handler's always like, speed it up, James. A lot of people in line, you know. And so it's kind of nice when it's a little smaller, and I can just relax and we can talk about Buffy. Because I'm a fan of Buffy too. I'm a fan of the writing, which I didn't do, so I'm not bragging. But yeah, I just feel like where I'm like pulling him across the bar and the glass is breaking on his face, and the director's like, "Not that one, John. We're not going to let you do that one." And John kept saying, "No, I want it. And he finally is like, "Look, pull me across, and I will push the glass away with my hands as we go." And the director was like, "Fine." And we got it. So yeah, in that whole sequence, I think stunts got in for 1 or 2 shots. But anyway, so I trust John very much. I'll kiss him in a heartbeat.
All right. Good to know. Good to know. Please.
When you first started filming Buffy, did you think it would have the effect on pop culture that it has? Like people will still be talking about it 25 years later?
Kind of. Yeah, I was a I still am, but when I was young, I was a real Star Trek fan. Like the original, because I'm old, the original Star Trek. And I watched those 20, 30, 50 times. And even though I knew all the dialogue, even though I knew the plot backwards and forwards, I still wanted to go back to that world. And I recognized that if you can make a show where something interesting or horrifying or new information is dumped every 4 seconds, if you can do it that often, it starts to bubble and you can start to create a world that you want to go back to. And I was thinking Buffy was doing that. And I remember going to the cast, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. Everyone's super tired because we're filming 20 hours a day. And I go up to them, I'm like, guys, we may be talking about this scene for the rest of our lives. Anyone want coffee? And they're like,